Hannah here today of H&K Drama, and I am back with another K-movie review for you guys. So, last night I was bored and I was browsing Netflix, because Netflix, surprisingly, actually has a pretty good selection of, various Asian movies and dramas with, English subtitles, and it's all great. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna find some random movie and watch it, because what the heck, I don't have anything better to do. So I found one, and it is called Monster. It came out in 2014. I don't know, neither of the leads have really been in much else, really. I mean, they were in some stuff, but it wasn't really a bunch of stuff I'd really heard of before. So they're not, really popular actors, I guess. But, I don't know, I just decided to check it out, and it was interesting. I would describe this movie as sort of a mystery, thriller, horror movie, maybe. It's not as, horror as it could be, but at the same time, it still is, since one of our main characters happens to be a serial killer. So basically, the basic premise of the movie is there's this young girl, and the serial killer kills her older sister, and she's there, and he's like, okay, I'm going to let you run away, but I'm going to kill you and anyone that tries to help you. So she runs, and she ends up being taken in by these two other sisters, and of course, as the serial killer said, he comes back and he ends up killing one of the sisters. So now we have these two girls who both lost a sister to the serial killer, and they decide that they're going to get revenge, despite the fact that one of them is 10 years old and the other one is known for being stupid and crazy. The thing about this movie is, despite being sort of a thriller horror movie, it wasn't just senseless killing. This is honestly one of the least confusing, K-movies I've ever watched. It was pretty easy to follow. I felt it was well developed, and it actually had a pretty good message to it. It really had a lot to do with, family, kind of, because these two girls both lost their sisters, and in the movie, they end up becoming really close and decide to become sisters with each other. And so it kind of has to do with, what lengths people go to protect family, and, how you can be family without necessarily being related. So there's actually kind of a deep message to it, which I was a little surprised about. I expected just, carnage, which there was. I'd say if this movie was American, it'd probably be rated PG-13, because it didn't have a rating on Netflix. It said not rated, so I really didn't know what to expect. I was like, this could either be really bad or not that bad. And I'd say it'd probably be a PG-13 rating, because towards the end there is a lot of blood and a lot of stabbing and that sort of thing, I guess you would say. But it's creepy, but it's not, over-the-top carnage, which I like, because if I'm going to watch a horror movie, I'm not the biggest fan of horror movies, if I'm going to watch one, I'd rather the creepy and weird stuff be implied rather than shown, if that makes sense. I don't know, that's just who I am, I guess, in terms of movie watching. The guy that played the serial killer, whose name is Tae-soo, that's the serial killer, he managed to pull off being terrifying and very serial killer-esque. It's pretty convincing, I'd say. One thing I liked about this movie is there was no romantic aspect to it, which is weird if you watched a lot of K-dramas and just movies. There's usually some sort of romantic interest, and there was literally none. There was no love triangle, not even just a one-way romantic crush. There wasn't even a crush. It was just nothing. It was just all about these two girls trying to take revenge for what this serial killer did to their sisters. And it was awesome. I enjoy K-dramas, and I enjoy the romance and the love triangles, but sometimes I don't always want that. And so it was really enjoyable to see. Honestly, this movie just really surprised me overall, since I watched it just for the heck of it, and I wasn't really planning on liking it. I wasn't even planning on reviewing it, honestly. I thought it was just going to be, really cheesy and really bad, but I ended up really enjoying it, and I hadn't ever heard of it before. Like I said, I just kind of found it on Netflix, and I really enjoyed it. I'd say if you like Taza 2 and the Technicians and you're looking for something a little bit darker, maybe, this would be a good movie to try, because, like, not only is it, like, kind of suspense and thriller, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of fighting, and, like, that sort of thing. That's about all I can say for this movie. I really enjoyed it. I'd give it, like, an 8.5, 8 on the scale. It was pretty good. It was up there. It was better than some stuff I've seen, and so, yeah, I think you guys should give it a try. It was not a bad movie at all. Like I said, you can find it on Netflix. It's not on Drama Fever, but I'm sure you can find it other places as well. And now, we have reached the end of the video, in which I share a song recommendation with you, and since the title of this movie is Monster, I thought I would recommend a song by the same title, and that is Monster by Big Bang. Monster was released on Big Bang's, like, kind of special edition repackaged album for their Alive album, except this one's called Still Alive. And Monster, honestly, is one of my favorite K-pop songs of all time, and it's one of those songs that you sing along. Like, it's, for some reason, it's just one of those songs you can't help but sing along to, even if you're very bad at singing along to K-pop like I am. It's just, it has such a wonderful melody. It's just a really beautiful song in general, and I think it really helps to highlight each member's individual vocals. They, like, kind of each get their time to shine, and I really like that. The whole album itself is great. Like, if you haven't listened to it, you're missing out on one of the best albums I've ever listened to. But Monster in particular is one of my favorites on that album, so I'd recommend you go give it a try. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Feel free to discuss this movie with me if you've seen it, or recommend some other shows and movies for Katie and I to watch. I know we really appreciate that, and even though we don't necessarily review or watch the shows right away, we do put them on our list, and we do plan to watch everything that you guys recommend. So be sure to give me some more recommendations, and me and Katie, or the both of us, will see you again in another video soon. 안녕! I love you, baby, I'm not a monster. Do you mind? Really?